Of extraordinary experiences. The Cleveland Orchestra welcomes you back to Severance Music Center this fall for an exciting new season of concerts. Breathtaking artistry, thrilling performances, and the music you love, as only the Cleveland Orchestra can.
Hello.
Expect the extraordinary. Concerts begin September 9th.
Hello.
Concert Hall.
I did not know you were on our board. I thought Climax was. My bad.
He was supposed to be. I think he had a meeting or something. I'm not sure. So,
all right.
I'm on
now
here for you.
Now he's corporate Climax.
Hey, he's the feds now.
Watch what you say.
Hey, right, exactly. Good call.
Right on.
We're coming in about a minute and a half. I'm connected to 92.3 as the backup. Coach around 1:15.
So practice is slated to end around 1:15. It could be closer to like 1:25.
Okay.
So I'll keep you posted. We're going to try to time this out. You'll see in the rundown we moved the stack around because Zagura's got to run downstairs to tape Deshaun for pregame.
Gotcha. Okay.
Back to life, restoring their natural beauty and making them look brand new again.
Currently.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
With our PR
like
people.
I was,
maybe they'll communicate. Maybe they
Custom Hard.
We'll find out, right?
The free estimate today. TH Custom.
They should be.
To your home.
We're coming in 1 minute.
Fans, to be a winner, you gotta deliver great results every time. And that's what they do over at Ken Gamley Subaru Bedford. Folks will give you a great price right up front. Over 200 new Subarus, including Ascent, Crosstrek, Forester, Impreza, Legacy, Outback, and WRX. And you could save even more with super low finance rates. Got a trade? Ken Gamley Subaru Bedford wants to buy it, even if you owe more than it's worth. They've got a winning selection of pre-owned vehicles starting under $10,000. And if you need credit, come on in. Get the credit you deserve. Folks, what are you waiting for? Get a great price up front, great payment, and amazing customer service all in one place. Ken Gamley Subaru Bedford, 123 Broadway Ave on the Bedford Auto Mile. Choose from hundreds of vehicles in stock and on sale at
Coming in.
Bedford.com. That is Ken Gamley Subaru Bedford.com. And folks, remember, we want to see you in a Ken Gamley Subaru.
This is Browns GM Andrew Berry, and you're listening to 850 ESPN Cleveland, the home of the Browns. WKNR Cleveland, a good Karma brand station.
Coming to you live from the Cross Country Mortgage Campus in Berea, Ohio. This is Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Ballybet, now live in Ohio on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Here are your hosts, Bo Bishop and Nathan Zagura.
You ready?
Yep.
You are up.
Well, we made it, kids. Let's do it live on a Football Friday. Merely Bo, the Great Z. It is week 1, Sunday, 4/25. Browns, Cowboys, down on the lake. One of the most highly anticipated debuts of week 1 of the NFL season. It is America's Game of the Week. Tom Brady is on the call. It's go time, brother.
Oh, baby. Yes, it is. It is go time, and it's an exciting time. And NFL season got off to a spectacular start last night.
Hold on that. I want to set a table. Let's set the table first.
I was trying to.
I
was setting a table.
I don't want to get into the whole Chiefs breakdown.
I wasn't going to break down. I was just going to say it got off to a great start. I felt like I was going to
lead into like a Chiefs breakdown for 10 minutes. All right, go ahead. My fault.
Got off to a great start.
Small B. That's two in a row for me.
Stop it.
Two in a row.
I disagree with your assessment.
2 in a row.
I disagree wholeheartedly. I was going to say the NFL brought off.
This is already setting the tone for me to take over unders right from the get-go. He's already rattled.
I'm not rattled at all.
He looks great, though.
He's rattled.
He looks great.
He's small B'd.
I did.
Stay out of here. Little P.
I don't have one. I'll find one. There's got to be one.
Me neither.
Oh, that's what she said. All right, go ahead.
Just and you could feel kind of the excitement, the stakes, and I love that. This game is going to be, I think, like last night. I think like tonight. They're not going to feel like week 1 games. They're going to feel like big-time, meaningful games, and I'm thrilled for it. I feel very good about this football team headed into this game. The more I get into it, the more I get into my preparation, the better I feel about the Cleveland Browns. They've got to go execute, but this is exciting, man. This city, At times, it felt like it was a little sleepy relative to this season. But I can tell you last night, the Kevin Stefanski show at the Great and Road Tavern, it was a mob scene. It was an absolute zoo. Jameis Winston was in the house.
Is he electric?
He was great.
Yeah.
He's great. He's
so
got
good.
the gift of gab. There's no doubt about it.
He does.
But yeah, I think there's a lot of buzz going on, and I think I'm fired up. I'm ready to go, baby.
I think it's
By the way, I planned on breaking down the other game like segment 2. I didn't even think that was is that
we're
number
here.
1?
It's in there. It's in here. It's in the A block.
Okay.
Here, this is what you talk about the importance and the way the game last night felt. I do think this is critical for us to get off to a good start.
I do too.
I think it's critical for our quarterback. You saw the video, no doubt, yesterday that we put out with Bernie, and you think about
goosebumps, baby. Great job, Bernard.
He's the best. Hey,
come on.
Big thumbs. Thumbs up for Bernie.
Bernie.
The very best. But this is a monster season for him. It's a monster season for our franchise. It's a monster start. It's an enormous window. It's a lot of bright lights. It's all of those things. There was something different about his tone in camp. That he feels like he is who he used to be. The last time we saw him play a full game, he was really great in the second half.
And he said to me,
all of those things.
I'm me again. That's literally what he said to me walking to the buses.
Yeah. So I think it's one of 17. It's a little bit more than that, I think. And I do think it's critical that we get off to a good start. If you lose on Sunday, is it the end of the world? No, of course not. But if you were to lose, something where there's success offensively, because defensively I know who we are. I think we're elite defensively, and I think that'll carry over automatically. But this is our unveiling of a Ken Dorsey-influenced Kevin Stefanski offense, primarily shotgun. Jerry Jeudy's in the mix. What does all of that look like? First time starting a season without Nick Chubb in a while. What does that look like? How does the ground game go? But 4, is he comfortable? Is he seeing it and ripping it the way that we want him to?
Yeah, that's gonna be the key. And I mean, listen, if he's a guy who thrives off of disrespect, quarterback rankings out there to have him at number 30 in the league, number 29 in the league, ahead of the 3 rookies. Like, come on, man. Go prove it. Go out there and show them exactly who you are. And I think that would be obviously a great thing for the Cleveland Browns. I'm very optimistic. I think we match up very well with this football team.
Yeah.
Our defense's strength is their offense's strength. I think that our offense's strength is a weakness of their defense, and I would call that our receiving core right now. So I'm excited. I can't wait. It was just great feeling football again. I was giddy. I don't know. Maybe I'm more excited for this season than I've ever been because we have a team that I think can truly be a team of consequence. But it was fun last night.
We've had we've come into seasons here. I mean, since 2018, you and I have been doing this. Certainly going into the season where we were the most bet team to win the Super Bowl, coming out of Baker's rookie year, there was all sorts of momentum for that. There was all sorts of momentum coming out of the year where we make the postseason, and Chad Henne getting him down on a scramble from getting one more round all the way to the AFC Championship.
By the way,
yeah, go ahead.
How about them calling him the hero of the divisional round in 2021? In 2020,
I heard it. He was. I mean,
and Mitchell Schwartz was the other representative. It felt like it just felt to me like they're worried about the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I think that was what was on top of their mind yesterday.
That's what it felt
for sure. Is that they're thinking about down the road. But I think the fact that it's at home, it's at 425. You're going to be out there, kind of marinating all day. The big bright lights, Miles at home, the defense at home, all of those things. It should set up to be a spectacular Sunday afternoon. Weather-wise, I think it'll be all right by the time we get to Sunday afternoon, it looks like to me. It looks like kind of it should be moved out by then.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to – it's not looking good for my afternoon plans of maybe chasing the small ball around.
Today?
Yeah.
Or tomorrow? Today you might be okay. Back on our side of town, I thought today we were okay.
I think starting around 3.
Then you're gonna get it.
Yeah,
maybe tomorrow. Well, tomorrow afternoon you have to wear a parka, like highs in the high 50s.
Yeah,
cold. So that might be a little bit different.
That's cold.
It's one of those things. I do think it's critical that we have a good start, and I think 4 needs a great start.
Here's the other thing. Last year we had 9 home games. This year we have 8.
Mm-hmm.
We were 8-1 at home. The Cowboys were 4-5 on the road. It's very important to defend that home field and know that after this game, you're going to have 2 more on the road than you have at home the rest of the way. So I think it's very important to go out there, start fast, and take care of business against this Dallas Cowboys team. They're still going to be figuring a lot of things out, and you saw last night, even in the Ravens game. New starters on the offensive line lead the busted plays, and while Dak is a very athletic quarterback, he's not Lamar. I mean, if the Ravens had any quarterback other than Lamar, it might have been a real problem last night.
Yeah, he was sensational. Coach is going to come up. When does Coach talking? Like probably 1:30ish. We'll have Coach. We are just wrapping up practice right now. So in terms of who was out on the field, all 53 players practiced, and it'll be around 1:30. We'll get an injury report and all that stuff, and you'll hear from Coach. We mentioned the game last night. I had one big takeaway from each team.
Okay.
My takeaway from Kansas City is I think this is the most overall weaponry Mahomes has ever had.
We didn't even see Hollywood Brown.
We did not. You and I were texting about this last night. Yep. I think it has the potential to be like Rashee Rice is a 1. He looks great.
Yep.
I know Xavier Worthy gets all the attention because he's fast as lightning, and I get it. Had a couple of touchdowns, but Rashee Rice is how they're going to go. So they got a number 1 receiver. They've got this weapon in Worthy who they can break out from time to time. I think Kelsey, they'll slow play him as the season goes along, but they can count on him when he scrambles. He's there. Pacheco can run it. You mentioned they don't even have Hollywood Brown. They're not great at the tackle, but with him they kind of don't need to be. He wasn't even sharp. He made some of the most boneheaded throws. The one at the end of the half is absurd.
Oh, my goodness.
They were twice inside the red zone on short fields and didn't get touchdowns in either one and settled for field goals. They'll be better as the season goes along. That game should not have been close in any way. Baltimore's got problems.
That's what I mean.
But I do think from the Kansas City side, this is the most weaponry Mahomes has had.
I agree with that. I thought they were sloppy. He was not sharp, and I thought that could have been a 3-touchdown game.
Should have been 21-7 at half.
Easy.
Yeah.
That was my takeaway with them. They're very, very good, very dangerous, and I don't think they played close to their level that they're capable of in that game. The other side is the Ravens were exactly what I thought the Ravens are, which makes me happy. And I had them as, not a bust, but I don't have them making the playoffs. Now, could they make the playoffs still? Absolutely. Of course they could. But in terms of who they are relative to what the national perception of them going into the season, they are not that.
No.
And Lamar Jackson is excellent and difficult to deal with, but if he's running, what did he run, 20 times?
16 for 122.
If he does that every week, he will not survive the season.
No.
Derrick Henry is.
What is he doing? Do you see when he instigated the physical contact?
Yeah, he's lowering shoulders on the sideline. Yeah,
this year in the league, dude, get out of bounds.
He's a beast. I respect.
I know he is, but you don't want him doing that in week 1 of a 17-game season.
No, he is exactly what I thought. He is great, and he truly is MVP caliber for them. Derrick Henry bogs their offense down, just like I did not think that was going to be an additive thing. And the other part of it is Derrick Henry is at his best when the quarterback is under center and it's, getting downhill, getting those type of outside wide zone run plays. That's not what the Ravens do. They like to be in the shotgun. Lamar likes to be in the shotgun. They were better, quite frankly, when he came off the field and they got Justice Hill out there in the backfield.
He was way more dangerous.
Was much more dangerous. Yeah. So that went about as I thought. And then they lost a lot on defense, and now Van Noy's going to be out for a while. If the Chiefs were not as sloppy as they were, this should have been a blowout. It was not. They did exactly what we said they were going to do in the scores. That was as layup-y as a layup gets, even though it was by a toe at the ultimate end of it. But, I mean, talk about Mahomes 3rd and 5, Samaje Perine wide open in the flat and misses it. I mean that.
Well, he had was it Pacheco? He had him on a wheel route.
Yeah,
he just nuked it.
Yeah, just lay
just
it
put
out
it out
brother.
there, brother. He's walking in. There's nobody there. Layups that Mahomes usually are layups were not.
No.
And he had a couple of stupefying decisions. Ones that did cost him at the end of half, and one that almost did at the end of the game, where he had to catch his own batted ball that would have been intercepted if he doesn't pick it off. Also, he threw one to Juju Smith-Schuster, where if that is another receiver on that, it's probably caught in. Juju kind of had his hands under it.
Weird.
Which is weird way to go up. Strange.
Kelsey drops one like that where his hands were the wrong way,
so they weren't
too.
Great.
No.
I agree with you, and I have been on this with Baltimore all off season. People continually put them in the top 5 in the league. Wait, why is no one talking about who's not here?
No.
Their defensive staff. They've lost Geno Stone. They got Patrick Queen's playing for Pittsburgh.
Clowney's gone.
Now
Van Noy's gone.
No, yeah. Look,
all their coaches are gone.
I love the way you said it, because I think that's the perfect way. they are not as good as nationally. They're not in the realm of the teams that can go. They're not a Super Bowl contender in my view, and I think you feel the same way. But do I see them? Could they go 10-7?
Yeah, of course.
11-6. Yeah,
Lamar's that good
because he's that damn good. So that part true as well. But there's also I think a cement ceiling on what they can be.
Yeah, and right now they don't have anybody who goes down the field. They don't have their offensive line is really bad.
It's bad.
Really bad.
What did you make of the way that they officiated it early?
Okay. Absurd.
I thought so too.
Enough with this. He's not lined up in the backfield. It looked totally normal. And when they would draw the line, he actually was in line with the center's butt.
Did they get him like 6 times for this?
It was at least 3.
Well, they got Stanley twice, and they got the other guy at least twice. It was like 5 times in the first 2 series.
Nobody's watching football for that.
No.
Nobody wants it.
I was with John Harbaugh when he goes, at one point, and he had expletives. You could hear him mouth saying, do you want them to ask you? Can they ask you?
Right.
Am I on the line? Like a receiver.
Right. Am I good?
Am I good? Can you look at me to make sure? And at some point, Stanley even went down a 3-point stance because he was like, I got to make sure I'm on the damn line.
It was ridiculous.
That was not the spirit of the rule at all.
At all. And they do this, and it'll probably be this way for the first week of the season or second week, and then they'll stop calling it altogether. It's a point of emphasis. It's enough. Number 2, it's a counterintuitive rule.
It is.
This is a league that is based on what? The quarterback. They're the stars, the quarterbacks. They are the franchises. Every rule's been changed to protect them. Giving a little depth in your set to the tackle helps them protect the quarterbacks. And it's not like they're doing something egregious. In fact, I would argue the fact that the right tackle, Jawan Taylor, for the Chiefs moved early like 5 times and they didn't call it once, that is cheating. Ronnie Stanley, who's been a Pro Bowler, lining up where he's lined up for 9 years in the league is not a problem. And it didn't look weird. Sometimes you see it and it looks weird and you're like, wait a second, that's weird. It looked totally normal. And they would draw the line and it was like, no, he's where you say he must be.
Right.
I thought absurd. Absolutely absurd.
It really was. We like hearing the audio from around the league. This is the final play of the game as called on 106.5 The Wolf in Kansas City. Let's have a listen.
Big rush by Kansas City. Spinning around is Jackson. He will throw it late at the back of the end zone, and the pass is caught. It's a touchdown for the Ravens. 9 yards deep in the end zone by Isaiah Likely. Oh, goodness. His toe go out of bounds.
The runner's toe hit out of bounds. It's an incomplete pass. The game is over.
Sean Hockley, I've never loved you more, brother. Incomplete, and Kansas City wins this game by a toenail.
I love it.
I've never loved you more, brother.
I love that. That was great.
It was pretty clearly.
Yeah.
Never should have came to that. You and I were talking about
it. Should have been a blowout.
But Lamar, but even.
Oh, he should have hit Zay Flowers the play before.
And he had Likely.
On the first one.
On the flag where he's there, he just airmailed it, and Zay Flowers.
And they were going to go for 2. Now, that would have been a tense play.
Yes, they were.
That would have been a tense. Would have been terrible for the scores.
Would have been bad news for the scores.
But this was great. It was so easy.
Yeah, it was a layup. It was a layup.
Fans of the program, Thursday night, we're red hot again.
Ready to go, kids. Off to a 1-0 start.
Oh, baby.
Xavier Worthy is going to be the talk. He's kind of the talk of the day. Look,
there's a crazy question in our rundown right
The
now.
rundown says biggest free agent pickup after week 1 in fantasy. If Xavier Worthy was on your waiver wire in your league, then you either have 4 people in your league, or you're you either have 8 people, 4 people, or 6, or you're in an unserious league.
Xavier Worthy's not on the waiver wire. He was a first-round pick at wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs.
He's gone.
Gone. Mid-round, he was a mid-round pick.
Well, I do think Ike Likely could be
now
available.
Isaiah Likely, we cross that out. Yeah, that's interesting, right? Was this a matchup game where it worked out better for him than Andrews? His Andrews not the same guy he was? There were no indications that he was not the same guy.
So Graziano wrote this is a month ago, I'm pretty sure it was Graziano, wrote about Likely for the Ravens, and that he kind of projected that he was going to have a monster year, that Lamar was kind of transitioning over to his, like he really liked what he does.
He liked Likely.
He liked Likely. So maybe Dan was on it.
So here's the thing. It is an interesting development in the sense that they play a lot of 2 tight ends. They don't do a lot of 11 personnel because they don't have the receivers to do it. So Likely's kind of playing a big slot for them. I love how they use Zay Flowers, get him all around, but Aguilar is their third receiver right now. He was on the field for a couple plays and completely botched one of them, which was great because Zay Flowers might still be running if he actually just went and got in the way of that corner. But yeah, I think he's certainly worth a look. He's worth a look. I don't think Mark Andrews is going away, and I just don't think that they're a passing offense that's going to support 3 people week in and week out. But yeah, it's definitely worth a look.
Certainly is. Those are your hot topics today, presented by University Hospitals, the official healthcare partner of your Cleveland Browns. In addition, Howard Hand is the official real estate partner of your Cleveland Browns. Exclusive buyer agent is there to help you navigate the field, save time and money, and score that winning touchdown. A new home, win big with the leader in real estate. Visit howardhanna.com/go Browns today. Coach Stefanski at the podium. It is a football Friday. The Cowboys are here on Sunday. We're off and running. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. Boost your game day this season with the Bally Bet Sportsbook app. Place your first bet at $25 or more. You get $150 back in bonus bets. Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. The Browns just finishing up practice here. We'll head to the podium and Coach Stefanski as soon as he gets there. Z down doing a little bit of work for Sunday. Gibbe here as well. Now, a couple of things around the league. Number one, it is not Russell Wilson, who went to the doctor, we found out yesterday in Pittsburgh, and so he is not taking the quarterback reps in Pittsburgh today, so it looks like Justin Fields potentially could get his first start as a Steeler. It could come in the opener down in Atlanta.
This is the second injury.
Well, he missed the first week.
First day.
Yeah, he missed the first preseason game, and the talk over there was, okay, here's your chance, Justin, to go win that job. They gave you every opportunity. Instead, it didn't happen. Russell won over the team, is a captain, and then got hurt in practice, I think, on Wednesday. And so now it could possibly be Fields. As we know, and we're starting to get back into the rhythm of the season, Z talks about this all the time. If you don't practice on a Friday, it's very rare you play on a Sunday. So this would be if Wilson is able to play, it would be the big exception to the rule for a guy unable to practice on a Friday and then trying to play on a Sunday. They play at 1 o'clock down in Atlanta against the Dirty Birds. So something worth watching.
Well, between that and I don't know if Pitt's practiced today or not.
I haven't seen anything out of Atlanta.
Where's Ledbetter?
On that side of thing, D'Orlando, the great D'Orlando. Down in Cincinnati, you had Jamar Chase's first availability. First time he's talked since last spring. And he told the Assembly Media down there a couple of things that I thought were interesting. Number one, he is willing to play without a contract extension. So as I've been saying all week, he's going to play Sunday. So that's going to happen. The other thing, though, that I thought was very interesting, in talking to the Assembled Media down in Cincinnati, Chase said that Bengals management, upper management, told him that he would have a contract before the season. So what?
Yeah.
So that is shocking to me. That would have been communicated. I thought for sure Mike Brown would hold firm and have no interest in getting an extension done with Jamar when he still has 2 years left on the deal. But that does also explain how Zach Taylor was like, yeah, we anticipate him being there, and then he wasn't because maybe there was some sort of a hang-up in the deal. It also explains Jamar Chase is kind of like, yeah, I'm not practicing because he's thinking he's going to get a deal.
I feel like the Bengals might be a little bit of a hot mess here going into week one.
Well,
I mean, maybe
T. Higgins didn't
not,
practice today or was limited. I guess I haven't seen a full practice report, but was at least limited. Nobody saw him early in practice. So that is something worth monitoring as well. The good news for them is they play New England, who I think is the worst roster in the league.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything yet. I haven't seen injury reports from anybody, which I'm kind of shocked by.
Yeah, it's a little bit slow to it. It does seem, but we do know that Russell Wilson did not practice in Pittsburgh. We know that Justin Fields took the reps there. We know that Jamar Chase said he is willing to play without a contract. So that is the headline down in Cincinnati. Also, the notion that they told him that he was going to get an extension before the start of the season, which is surprising.
So Jamar Chase is calling himself a game-time decision on Sunday. Now, maybe that's a little gamesmanship, given what's going on with the Bengals.
That also could be Bengals gamesmanship.
Yeah.
I mean, we do that all the time.
Correct.
We know who's going to play and who's not, and then we act like we don't. So it could be just, Zach Taylor gamesmanship too.
Yeah. He says if he plays, he will probably be limited.
It's funny. Did you see T.
Really?
Higgins yesterday when asked that? T. Higgins was asked if Jamar would be limited at all if he plays, and he just scoffed. No, he's going to be the same Jamar. He's going to be fine. So
here's one thing, but here's another thing.
Yeah, here's the reality. You've got 3 teams in our division. The Ravens played last night, which gets back to our game and why I think it's so critical too. They lost a conference game last night. Obviously, it's a non-conference game with us in Dallas, but to get a win in the books at home, as Z mentioned, just 8 home games, just 7 left after this one. Critical win, I think, to be able to pull one off against Dallas on Sunday. I don't like Pittsburgh chances down in Atlanta at all, especially if it's Fields. I'm sure Arthur Smith, who we're not really huge fans of, but I'm guessing he schemes it up a little bit. I'm guessing he puts a lot of quarterback run in there for Fields. And on a one-off, that can be tough to defend if you're Atlanta and you've been preparing for Wilson, who's pretty much just a pocket passer now, versus Fields, who is primarily a runner. So that could cause a little bit of a mix-up in the way that thing goes down there. Cincinnati's going to cruise against New England. New England is not matched for that at all. This is Burrow's first normal camp since he's been a pro. He's been injured in all of them or coming back from injury in all of them. This is his first one without any incident.
Really?
Yeah, he's never had a clean training camp. This is his first one since he was drafted.
That's again, I'm like, are we making a lot about nothing here? Like, are the Bengals just fine, or is there trouble there?
I think they're just fine. I think when you, I think them. There's not much difference between them, us, and the Ravens. I think what you saw last night from Baltimore, they're a little bit more vulnerable than nationally people think. But you don't see a whole lot. There's not much. The national media didn't do a good job of talking about the things that they lost. We talked about a lot on this show, but nationally they didn't get that. A lot of people put them in the top 4 in their power rankings. I never saw that with Baltimore at all. I do have them as a playoff team. I know Z doesn't. You have them as a playoff team?
I don't think I do.
You didn't? Yeah, I did have them as a playoff team. But I also think there's a hard ceiling on them, and we saw it last night. So there's opportunity here. There is some opportunity. Everybody in the division is dealing with adversity right now. Baltimore dealing with the adversity of just the roster turnover, the coaching turnover that they haven't had in a while. Pittsburgh dealing with the adversity of, hey, maybe it'll be Justin Fields week 1, which isn't what we planned for. And Cincinnati now dealing with perhaps a T. Higgins injury that kind of came out of nowhere. I don't think Jamar will be anything. I bet he's great in the game on Sunday, but they have that to deal with as well. And then, of course, we got left tackle. Sounds like it's going to be James Hudson. What does that look like? Does Wills play at all in this game? Does Conklin if Hudson struggles? And then we just need to see Deshaun Watson play a game. So all of us have these little questions that are out there, and when you start fast, it allows for that questioning to go away. And so I think that's why it's critical, especially for Baltimore. I agree with Lamar last night. Like, it sucks that they lost, but it doesn't hurt them at all long term to lose that game in Kansas City. It doesn't affect anything with them. Cincinnati should be pretty easy breezy. The Pittsburgh one's interesting with Fields. If he plays great, do they rethink what they did at quarterback? But for our guy, go out, play great. Last time we saw him play a full game, he was great against Baltimore. That type of performance Sunday against Dallas. Okay, now we're talking.
All right, so this is from Scott Petrak. So we must be getting close to Coach coming because they give out the final injury report for the week. Jedrick Wills officially out for Sunday's opener against Dallas. Tackle Jack Conklin, knee questionable.
Well,
those are the only designations.
Well, and Jed, that's what we've been kind of hinting at that it would be James. So when Jed was asked in the locker room, hey, what's going on? He's like, yeah, I'm not starting. So the fact that he's just full out, that's a little bit of a surprise because he was back at practice.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a surprise he's just absolutely ruled out, and then Conklin questionable. This is my hunch. This isn't scores. This is my hunch. If you are Andrew Berry, Kevin Stefanski, Ken Dorsey, everyone in charge of this operation from an offensive perspective, it's a long season, brother. It's a long season. And Hudson's not great against pass rush, and Dallas has got good ones, but this is about December. It's about November. So you got to make sure guys are ready for that.
Well, and that's, we talked about that yesterday, and we talked a little bit about it earlier in the week. And we talked about it on the show last night, the Kevin Stefanski show. Like, it's the overreaction Monday after week 1. Mm-hmm. Like the overreaction from last night's game alone. Now, there's some things that you see that you're troubled by if you're a fan of one of those two teams. But you're also like, we got 5 months to go here.
Yeah.
Or 4 months, I should say. There's time. There's a long time. There's almost half a year.
It's a long ways. And we had our own roster. This makes me wonder if this is connected. So David Bell was cut yesterday, or waived. Yeah. You feel like that's one of those, all right, we'll see you back around on the other side of it, is what it feels like. We know they loved him, and they loved him in camp and all of those things, but I wonder if they're going to bring in a tackle.
Or trade for one. I mean, we've seen, Gabe asked yesterday, he was like, have there been Friday trades? I was like, that's how Nicholas Jamal Chubb got his start.
Yeah.
We traded, was it Carlos Hyde?
Carlos Hyde.
Like right after he helped us beat the Jets.
Yeah, yeah. No, Yeah, I mean, those things absolutely happen, and there's a lot of business that happens on the last Friday of the season. I saw Pat Frymuth got his deal done, 4 years, 48 in Pittsburgh, so that's noteworthy, certainly. The Chase deal's trying to get done down in Cincinnati, according to the reporting down there. That was such an interesting thing that Bell was waived yesterday, and I just wonder there must be something in the hopper. And, I mean, it would be common sense to think that that spot would be tackle-based.
Yeah, I just found it interesting, and I believe Coach should be coming any second now, is the message I just got. So
he's up.
All right, here you go. Let's go to the podium and Coach Stefanski.
Walk through and have to be great in our preparation, but we're excited for Sunday, and I know our fans are. It's a long wait. It's going to be a long wait on Sunday as well for the 4:25 start, but really good week of preparation is what we're really focused on, and then can't wait to get in front of our fans down at Huntington Bank Field. I will say this. Let's have somebody responsible for setting an air horn off at 3:45 in the Muni lot so we can get everybody in the stadium at kickoff, okay? So whoever's out there wants to take care of that 3:45 air horn, okay? And with that, I'll take any questions.
James at left tackle.
We're going to work through it the next 48 hours.
Still have a chance to get out there and be an option as the starting?
Potentially, yeah.
Obviously, James and James.
Correct.
That you might platoon those guys in this game?
Yeah, I think all options are on the table with that, Mary Kay.
How have you seen Jerry fit in since he got here, and then how have you seen him kind of come on the last couple of weeks that he's been able to practice?
Yeah, I think he fits in really, really well culturally, and I think it's probably no surprise. Alabama, Florida, there's so many connections in the wide receiver room, and then just with this roster, he fits in really, really well. And then to your point, Scott, just being out there at practice, he's got a very good knack for wiggling open, for bursting out of cuts and those type of things. So, he's looked really good.
You talked to Jim yesterday. He mentioned it is slightly at least a concern that so many of the defensive guys missed time during training camp or missed all of training camp. I guess just how do you feel about that, and knowing that you have vets in that room, how much do you think that alone can maybe compound things?
Yeah, obviously as coaches we want everybody out there for every rep. That's not often the reality. So it really is what it is. We've had a lot of work in walkthroughs with everybody, and then out at practice as guys have come back from injuries. We've worked really hard to get on the same page. So again, not as coaches, of course, we want everybody out there, but you also have to just deal with it.
David Bell being waived yesterday. Do you guys hope to maybe get him back in some capacity here?
Yeah, it's always roster considerations, injuries, those type of things.
Do you have a roster move or a replacement for him right now?
Yeah, we have, with our roster, we have options at that position, yes.
Whoever's going to play at tackle, did you have to emphasize today the alignment stuff after what happened in the game last night?
We did talk about it this morning. I showed it from last night. We knew it was a point of emphasis going into the season. It's been something that the officials have communicated to us throughout this time. We had the officials in here back in August when the Vikings were practicing with us, so that was something that was addressed then. But 3 on the first drive gets your attention.
Had those issues against the Vikings? Was that what they kept flags on?
Mm-hmm.
Had you guys adjust?
Yeah, well, it's a balance because you want to play by the rules. I don't believe we've been called on that many times. Certainly the players haven't been called on it many times, but we have to adjust. Those are the types of things when the league wants something emphasized, you better adjust.
Did you think it had gotten to the point where guys were too far back and it was hurting the pass rushers?
Doesn't matter, Scott. Honestly, it's one of those things. If we know how they're going to call it now, so we have to adjust.
Returning for the first time and kind of going through limited practices this week?
Yeah, good to get him back out on the field, moving around, getting in the individual drills. I think is really important. Continues to put every effort he can into getting back. So, but very good to see him out there.
Greg looked this week, as he's continue to kind of progress? Because he's going to see CD quite a bit during Sunday.
Yeah, he did a really nice job this week. Did a nice job out there at practice today. Made some plays. Really looks healthy to me, and it's a great challenge. You mentioned CD Lamb's. He's a premier wide receiver in this game, premier player in this game. So it's a great challenge for our defense.
It's about Fridays, I think, smart plays and dumb plays. You show from what's the root of that?
Part of our team identity, the first thing we talk about is being a smart football team. And as you guys know, some games are lost more than they're won. So there's things that you do in football as a smart team. There's things that if you want to be a smart team, you don't do. It happens in every game. So just want to educate our guys. And Friday's really the day that we take time to go around the league and look at different games and look at tape from over the years. And I got a great group that puts the tape together for me and has some really great examples for teaching purposes.
Is that the day one thing you brought here from someone else, or is that just the last couple of years?
We've done it since day one here, but I know people around the league do that.
I know you've been gearing up for a while, but do you feel a buzz within your roster, within the team, on the practice field, knowing that Sunday is the start of this season?
That's week one for you in every city. There's only one game that you can play, and that's the first one on the calendar. So you're always staring at that date, and that's true of every team. You're just staring at that date. And then you got the next one and the next one and the next one, and everything comes at you pretty fast. But this first one, there's just so much time to wait. I've been a part of – we were the Monday night game when I was with the Vikings at San Francisco. We were the doubleheader at San Francisco. So talk about waiting for the season to kick off. But so we'll be ready. But Sunday's gonna be a long day.
Just in terms of putting the whole new offense together, how ready is he to get out there and put it on the grass?
He had a really good week of practice, Mary Kay. He's full command of what we're doing. Looks good, looks healthy, so he's ready to roll. Good. Okay, thanks, guys.
You're up.
All right, there you go. Coach from the podium, presented by Vivid Seats. Purchase your official fan experience package today for the ultimate game day. Hey, Dog Pound, dig into Wendy's new Browns Biggie Bundle all season long. Score a junior bacon cheeseburger, 4-piece nuggets, junior fry, small soft drink, and a small Frosty for $7. Here we go, Brownies. Grab one of them at the participating Wendy's for a limited time. Do a little over-unders. Coming up next, listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Leaf Filter's official gutter guard of the Cleveland Browns. Go to leafilter.com/GoBrowns to schedule a free gutter inspection. Receive your exclusive promo offer. That's leaffilter.com/GoBrowns. Visit today. We've been thrown down a gauntlet because our picks are coming up, and I had a little fun with our friends over in Youngstown about the things that you don't do. And you don't go into a pick'em contest with people from Youngstown, but then you picked up on a discrepancy.
Well, if Week 1 straight up picks, it says. So straight up implies straight up, not the scores.
Dude, if we're on money line, we're going to be like 302.
They were 70 over 500 last year going straight up, and we were 69 and 68 going spreads.
Yeah, I like our chances.
Yeah.
I like our chances a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight up is a little different than spread, kids.
For sure.
A little bit different. Little different on those sides of things. All right, last year in the over-unders, Gibbe was as competitive as can be. His most competitive year.
Yep. Yeah, he was absolutely competitive. He took me to my limits. It's really been 2 years in a row where he's had the lead midway through. Last year, 2 years ago, I kind of like usurped him around week 10 and then went around and put him down. But last year, it went all the way into the playoffs.
Yep.
And I had to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat, and I did.
There were a couple of weeks where he pulled ahead, and then he was good to go, and then fell right back into it. So victory.
Got the fresh helmet going.
Fresh
for the
helmet
game.
looks good. Great looking polo.
Yeah, you can't see it on the TV, but this polo, after my flight, I wanted to find a cool I didn't even think this was possible.
It's amazing
This did not
it
feel like
exists.
it was in the realm of possibility.
Yeah, it's
but
beautiful.
It's a Blue Angels polo. It's my pattern looks just to you guys just like a nice, beautiful baby blue.
Nice,
but
gorgeous baby blue.
A million little blue angels on here.
I love it. That's great. All right, I will be.
As in the planes, not angels that are Smurfs.
That's right. The week one's always tough. Because
it's hard. It's hard.
We don't know anything.
Yeah.
We don't know anything.
This is where I do my best work.
This is why he's
he's good in week
I always
one.
make my comeback when we get
a little more data. Nick Saban had a great moment. I don't know if you guys saw this on College Game Day on Sunday, other than when he cussed, which was funny too.
Saban?
Yeah,
I also liked him being annoyed by McAfee.
But I think
he loves. Yeah.
He had a great line. They were supposed to make their picks, and he goes, he always says that. Listen. They want us to pick these games, and we ain't ever seen any of these teams play, just so y'all understand. And I'm like, yeah, that's a pick 'em. That's what you do. That's week one, coach.
Welcome.
Welcome.
And the fan base you don't pick is going to hate you the rest of the season.
We all know that's how it works. All right, so here we go, over-unders. The first one, and we will start with the defending champion, Dr. Z. Dak Prescott passing yardage. The number we are looking for is an over-under 249.5.
Okay. I thought you were going to – I knew it would be 250. That's what I was looking for.
Yep.
Dak Prescott last year, not as good on the road. The Browns gave up just 126 yards per game passing at home a year ago.
That's crazy, by the way.
Which is crazy. It's the lowest in decades.
Nuts.
They're going to be completely one-dimensional. But I like our defense. I like our ability to disrupt them. I'm going to go under.
Under. Dr. Z. Give it.
We're going to follow in Z's footsteps here. I think probably in the 220 range, which will put him under.
I think our approach is going to be fascinating. Like, is this? Are we trying to win this game 20-13? Like, it feels like we always win a 20-13 game against them.
Yeah,
feels like how it would go. But I think approach is interesting. Next.
Over, under.
Our quarterback, Deshaun Watson, we've talked about the importance of it. We are looking for a total yardage accumulated number. Total yardage accumulated number, 249.5.
Over.
Gibbe.
Okay, ruin my thunder. Fine. I'll remember that, Saban.
We hit it.
We're going to go under. Or I'm sorry, we're going to go over.
You both went over. Okay. The 249.5 last year against Baltimore, he was 250 exactly in the game against Baltimore. So that's where that
was a half.
Weather
really
conditions are beautiful.
Well, but he has got to play a full game.
I know.
So that's it. 249.5. So both
saying
over.
He did play a full game against Baltimore, but those numbers were all accumulated in a half.
I understand. So if he actually plays one, then
Look
good
out.
Lord, we could be looking at 500 total yards. Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah.
All right. Next.
You know how many total yards were
under?
The last time the Browns and the Cowboys played, how many total yards were featured in that game?
A lot, because it was
1,074.
That was the Baker Odell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was, and Dak Prescott threw for his career high 502 yards, I want to say, in that one.
Yeah. I felt like all of them came in the fourth quarter.
They did.
Is that 20?
It was 2020.
Yeah. COVID.
Long time.
Week
Good
4,
Lord.
I want to say.
All right, here you go. You get a 3 for 2. You can have either receiving yards. You get Chief, Judy, and Amari. Over under, CD, and Cooks.
Browns.
Over.
Let's go. Yes. I like Judy.
I like the establishment this week. The establishment with some good questions.
There you go.
I'll take
There
the
you go.
Browns.
You're going to go over as well. Are you guys very good?
Yeah, we're probably going to tie everything this week.
All right.
This is looking.
Next.
Over, under.
All right, we're looking for Jerome Ford in this one. We are looking for total yards accumulated for Jerome Ford, and the number we are looking for on this Gibbe is 81.5 total yards.
I think under. I think under. I think it could be a little bit by committee. I don't know if he's going to get the touches to get to that level.
Apparently, we're just going to go to week 2 tied.
You're going under 2?
Same. Yeah, I think there's a lot of Deontay Foreman. I think there's going to be a lot of Pierre Strong. I think we're going to be more of a passer. If he gets there, I think it's going to necessitate 45 yards as a pass catcher in this game.
So last year he was right around that number, and the rush was slightly more than the pass. But he's in the 30s for the receiving and just under 50 in the rushing. Next.
Over, under.
Sacks, interceptions, and fumbles for your Cleveland Browns in this spot. This is for you, Dr. Z. The number we are looking for is 3.5.
Over.
Slump City.
Over.
You get slumping.
I don't know if it's a slumping per se.
It's Braun and Jamie and a dragging flying over with Dothraki and Unsullied and just slump train.
Yeah, I'll take the over as well.
All right.
I mean, that's
so we'll go to next week tied then, boys. Very good.
No. How about a total number? Let's go for a 6th question.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, we got
the actual.
The
actual. You're right. I forgot about that.
That's all right. I like 6. I like 6.
I like
good
6.
Number.
6 is good.
6 is a good
because
number.
then each person goes first 3 times. It's great.
All right. 3 chances for me to screw it up. I got 3 chances for me to.
I got it for you.
It
is 41.5.
Okay. I have 40.5.
That is surprisingly low to me.
And also would go counter to all of your guys' statistical questions.
I don't know if it would.
Yes, it would.
Why?
Well, you're over on everything, so I mean.
No, I had Dak under 220 yards, so I could see
I guess a slumping would work, like a 30-10 if we beat him 30-10.
24-14.
All right, so we're going to get 40.5 Gibbe.
40.5. Okay,
under
good.
40
I will go over.
Over for Gibbe.
If there were going to be another point or two more, I think I might have gone under. I think there's going to be a feeling out period here in this football game.
I agree with that. I was thinking I was coming around right around 24-17 Browns, which would be right on it. Which is pretty much clearly because you have 40.5. This has 41.5. So clearly Vegas is thinking the same thing.
Yep.
Just so we can have some difference, even though I would probably have
You're always an over guy. Always the over guy.
But I'll take the under here just because otherwise what's the point of even having them this week?
You guys have never agreed on all of them. We've never had that. So we almost
we did agree on all of them because
we did. Yeah, you really did.
Just go with it.
Yeah, it's a long season. It's a long season.
No,
go with your heart.
Taking the under.
All right. There you go. The Boss. Luminaries. Coming up next, J.W. Johnson. Before we get to that, though, OBM, preferred provider of copiers and document services for your Cleveland Browns. They'll tackle any size office. That number is 216-485-2000 or visit OhioBusinessMachines.com. Owner, Executive VP, Luminary, J.W. Johnson in studio. Coming up next, you're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Elkin Elk Serious Lawyers, Serious Injuries. Call 1-800-ELK Ohio for a free case review. Elkin Elk's proud partner of your Cleveland Browns, joined in studio by the biggest of luminaries, Executive VP, owner J.W. Johnson, in studio with us. So good to see you, sir.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
I was listening to Coach in his thing there, and he led off with this. Like, someone have an air horn for 3:45.
Yeah.
Like, get in there.
Get going. Agreed.
Yes.
I love that. Maybe I'll go to the Muni lot and bring my own air horn if I can.
Follow me.
I mean, we're on the lake.
Yeah.
Don't they have, like, those fog horns?
They definitely do.
Could we do one of those?
I mean, like
where
soccer, you have a march to the match. Maybe we have a march to Huntington Bank Field. You know,
Yeah.
so
That's
was
what I'm
something
thinking.
Like, that. Somebody lead the charge.
Get all the big brains around here working, and we get a giant like foghorn.
Yeah,
and should shoot out some orange smoke.
That's what I'm saying.
We shoot off
orange smoke.
We shoot the firework, I guess, like an hour before kick.
And,
so
yeah.
hopefully people are like, oh,
They can
okay,
get-
now we got to
yeah.
get going, right? So hopefully they pay attention.
Yeah, I like that, and that's huge. I mean, this is 425. This is America's Game of the Week. This is Tom Brady's debut. It's the Dallas Cowboys, America's team versus the world teams. Hard to do
right.
better than that.
Yeah, no, it's a massive game. Obviously, anytime, we love opening at home, so get to play in front of our home crowd. 8-1 at home last year, and the fans were a big part of that record. And obviously, the team plays great at home, and we feed off the energy of the crowd. And we expect the dog pound to be rocking and rolling. And 425 kick, like I said the other day, I think the guys coming out of the Muni out may be a little frothy, but hopefully they're ready to roll. And we're loud when we're on defense and quiet on offense. But yeah, get there, be there early, and be cheering the whole game and cheer the guys on. So it should be a ton of fun.
Obviously, a huge deal. It's now Huntington Bank Field, which
Yeah.
you talked about earlier. What can fans expect to be different for this year when they come to Huntington Bank Field?
Well, a lot of good things. I mean, excited about the partnership with Huntington Bank. They're great. Obviously, have a great relationship with them already from a partnership down in Columbus with the
Yep.
crew. And this is a long-term partnership, and we're excited about it. And, we're still working on getting some signage up. But, one of the cool things we have and will continue to push is the Express Access. One, that's facial recognition. When you come in, and you can use your face for your tickets, so you can kind of get expedited, get in. Like, we want people game time on time. And then, around the concourses, we did this last year where you can literally go buy a beer with your face. And so
That's fantastic. That's great.
I think we're going to have more of those express access points around the stadium for food and beverages, and want people to kind of sign up and take advantage of that, because it's a great way to get out of your seats, go get what you need, get back in, and be a part of the game.
It's so critical that because we did that for the first time a couple of years ago when we took the boys, and it is so quick.
Yeah,
to get in, like
like
it's
this.
so easy to just walk right into the stadium.
And we have it here in the building.
It's great.
You kind of come in, and you don't have to worry about a key fob, and away you go. So
it's a game changer, and it's something that if folks are just aware of it, get aware of it, do it. It's easier. It makes your day easier. This is obviously coming off of a magical season where we had all of these thrilling finishes last year on the way to 11-6 and 5 different quarterbacks and all these injuries. We're looking at the injury report. Looks like Jed and Jack. Jed out, Jack questionable, but other than that, pretty healthy on that side of things.
Good to see a lot of the guys back. Obviously, had some nagging injuries early on in camp. Jed and Jack have been really trying to everything they can do to get back on the field and busting their tail, and we'll see how it shakes out. But yeah, it'll be nice to have everybody out there and ready to go. And I think the biggest one is Deshaun is healthy and he looks great. Has had a couple really good days here at practice, and so we're excited and look forward to seeing everybody out there. And let's get out of this game healthy and ready for the next one. So.
Yeah, Kevin Stefanski said earlier that Deshaun Watson, quote, had a very strong practice, full command of what we're doing. He's had a great week. And that's exciting because so much in the NFL, as we know, it hinges on the quarterback. It is the ultimate team game, but that is the most important position in the ultimate team game. It's just, I got a chance to talk with him earlier today. He's been waiting for this since that Baltimore game.
Oh, my God.
So long. And I know we're all dying here. Get me to that game. But for him, this has to be a long time coming and something very exciting.
Yeah, we're happy for him. Listen, he's busted his tail to kind of get through this. And obviously, he was playing well, and unfortunately, look, he was playing with a bum shoulder in that Baltimore game, and led us to a big victory there on the road in a tough place, and so that was massive. I remember coming in here Monday all fired up, and then we had a meeting and was kind of like, wait, what? What's going on? Like, we were worried about his ankle, not ending his season with a shoulder injury. But no, he's doing great, and we're excited to get him back. And Deshaun's our quarterback, and we hope he's our quarterback for a long time.
You're going to have a slightly different look for us. We did the uniform unveil, so they'll be in their traditional white over the light blue silver pant, and then we're in brown over white, which is my favorite of the home looks, my own personal opinion on that. But also,
Yeah.
We got white face mask, brother,
baby.
which people have been clamoring for forever. I got to tell you, we had fun when we announced it about trying to count if we could find them after like the first day. Like whoever was in charge in the building of eliminating the brown face masks, they were gone quickly.
We told them to get rid of them quickly. Yeah, it's great. I'm kind of glad we made the change. We went back to the glossy look, not the matte look. Went back to the white face mask. We made some changes a few years ago that I didn't think were very necessary, but I'm glad we're kind of getting back to our roots. I think the players love them. The fans will love them. They look great on TV. And, the white face masks and the uniforms we have now are here to stay, but you never know. There's a new rule with the NFL, and as you guys mentioned, pay attention to the scores, that there is a third potential alternate helmet. So there could be something in the works for next year. We'll see what happens. We're in the middle of it now, and they could be pretty sporty.
There was we had a moment like this.
This is exclusive on CBD.
Let's go. Got to break news. The show of record.
We had a moment. Yes, that's right. We had a moment a couple of years ago where there was a little bit of a hint, and then we end up in these gorgeous white uniforms with the drop shadow numbers. So scores, there you go. Pay attention.
My mind is racing right now with possibilities. Racing, because we're going to see.
I'm sure we'll see a lot of people now put stuff on social media. We'll see what they come up with, and we'll take all.
That's fun. We'll take a look.
Take it all. Take it all.
I mean, we've got to your point tonight. The Eagles are playing, I think, for the first time ever in black helmets.
Yeah,
down there in Brazil. So
I guess green's not welcome down there.
Apparently, it's the club team. The club team that plays in that stadium, their rival is green, and so then yes, green is not welcome. And we said the Green Bay Packers, the Philadelphia.
What are they going to do?
The Packers, I think, are going to have some green. I don't think there's anything they can do.
They could wear.
To avoid
I guess
it.
they have that all white that they could wear.
Yeah, well,
that even has
the
green.
Eagles are wearing black pants, black lids. And I think white.
It'll be fun to watch tonight. I'll say that.
Oh yeah, it was fun. How was just NFL being back last night? Had to be great, and didn't hurt that a division rival lost.
Yeah, I fell asleep. I'm getting too old to stay up for the game the whole night, but saw the finish. What an unbelievable finish! I mean, it's great for the league and for the media, our partners, to be able to have such a great product, and what a great way to kick off the season. But good game, and I'm glad we're tied for first.
Do we after a game like that? Now, this is serious. I don't know if you heard Mahomes in his post game. Wear white cleats.
Yeah.
Where there's no reason to wear color cleats. Wear white cleats. That's what Mo said. Maybe it was in white cleats. It'd be hard to tell what's cleat, what's line.
I think it's real.
And
it's pretty real.
It's very real. And Belichick, I remember, I think I was hearing Edelman talk about it. Edelman used to wear like loud red gloves. And he was like, Edelman, stop being an idiot when we're playing a team in white uniforms wearing your red gloves. They can see you holding. Wear the color of the team we're playing. Wear those gloves if you want to be out there holding.
That is definitely something that I think Kevin preaches to and coaches. I mean, you take everything you get from a great like
Absolutely.
Bill. But I mean, don't wear the same. Wear lighter colors or whatever it is, so you don't get caught.
Blend in, baby.
Blend in.
That's it. Make it hard to see.
We're talking a lot this week about the NFL playing.
My head's just spinning Thursday. I'm over here.
We had
helmets now.
We've talked a lot about the NFL playing the hits. So you get Super Bowl champions in Baltimore, you get Green Bay and Philly, you get Dallas and the Rams in the late window, and then Monday Night Football, Jets and 49ers, then us in the middle of that. What does it mean to the city, to the organization, to be viewed in a way of America's game of the week, 425, Brady Day view, Cowboys in town, all of that? What does that mean in terms of what this whole operation's been through these last few years to get to this point?
It's great. I mean, listen, big hats off to Andrew and Kevin and what they've done to Andrew and his team to build the roster to what it is. Kevin, two-time coach of the year, and he's just the commander of the team, which is great. And so, look, like I said, we've had our ups and downs, and those are documented, and we can't go rewrite history. But we're trying to write our own history now, and I think having the Cowboys in town and Tom calling his first game, which we're really excited about for him, it's huge, and it's we'll be showcased. I mean, I think 30+ million people will be watching this game Sunday afternoon, and we're going to do everything we can to go out there, perform well, and find a way to win, and 1-0. Let's go.
You get to be out there at practice. You get to be around this team a great deal. It is a very, very talented team. This is going to be, the field is going to have, I think, with Bland out, there'll be 16 Pro Bowlers from a year ago in the NFL on the field on Sunday. But this is a team that you get a sense from these veteran guys. They know what this team is capable of.
Sure.
How excited are they to just go out there and finally do it? It's one thing to talk about it all the time, but this is, especially this team, and we've talked about it. It's been a strange offseason for us in radio because everybody knows what this team's capable of, and it's going to be judged on what it actually does. You don't need to sell this team. It's right there.
I love that no one's given us a chance in the national
very
media.
odd, but it's great.
Which is fine, and that's they get paid to be talking heads and kind of espouse what they want to espouse. But we put in the work. That's what Kevin preaches. We put in the work and ready to go. And I think last year that playoff game, that wild card game in Houston was tough. I mean, obviously we picked a bad day to have a bad day, and I think those guys have had a bad taste in their mouth since then, and they're chomping at the bit. They're ready to go. The energy the last couple of days of practice has been outstanding. Guys are flying around. They're supporting each other. So, like I said, we just got to go out there, perform, protect the ball, take the ball away, and when we get in that red area, let's score 6 and not 3.
Let's go.
Let's go. Sound the horn, the foghorn.
I
Look
like
for
that.
the orange smoke.
3:45. Get your butts in there. This is going to be stunning. Been a fun offseason, long offseason. Time to kick it off.
Yeah.
Appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah, thanks. I just everybody, make sure game time on time. Be out there. Get into the building early. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be packed. We actually have a lot of good stuff going on. You don't want to miss the Dog Pound Captain. You don't want to miss the team intros. Halftime, we've got the Ohio State Marching Band, which I think is already out there. There's some other things that we can't give away, but I will say just get ready to rumble.
There you go. There you go. Executive VP and owner J.W. Johnson and the biggest of L luminaries in studio with us. Your keys to the game coming up next. You'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Ballybet, sports winning partner of your Cleveland Browns, now live in Ohio on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Are you ready to give your home the facelift it deserves at Renew Home Exteriors? They've got the deal you've been waiting for. Right now, no money down, 0% interest, 5 years on all roofing and siding jobs. Combine your roofing and siding projects, and Renew's going to take an additional 5% off. That's right, no money down, 0% interest for 5 years and 5% off when you knock out both jobs at once. Don't wait. Upgrade your home and save big with Renew Home Exteriors. Visit RenewEstimate.com to book today. Renew Home Exteriors, superior products and superior service. So there you go on that. That was noteworthy. I mean, anytime you get a luminary dropping to pay attention to the scores.
And listen, his track record of dropping to pay attention to the scores is strong.
Very strong.
Very strong.
Very strong.
Very strong. Helps when you're in the know, when you're that level of a luminary.
Yeah.
They typically aren't just scores.
No.
From his perspective,
no.
Facts.
Facts, yeah.
They're scores for us, though.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that was very nice. Very, very nice indeed.
I love the idea. We hadn't talked about that until we had him on there. Two things I loved. I love the idea of us being back with. Not that it's always going to be the primary. I love brown over white. I love that as
Same.
the primary. I love it. I think it's going to look great.
Now, one thing that's interesting, we've just dropped the poster for the game, and the poster of the game has us in brown over orange. So,
but I think we put out something saying uniform
Did
outfit
we do
earlier, and it was brown over white.
Wonderful.
So
Yeah,
I think that's
right now.
I think
Checking.
I thought our social put something out with brown.
We
over
typically
white.
do,
but I do just see the poster that had it over orange. But
Week 1 threads. Here we go. It's on right now. I'm looking at it, loading. I'm guessing if you saw that this has got to be the one that was out there. It's not. It's taking too long to load.
Yeah.
Oh, it's brown over white.
Brown over
it says
white.
His dress code is set. Brown over white.
Love
Perfect.
that.
I do too.
That's
Very clean.
I love that. I love the white over white too. I like those. Those are my two favorites.
I like all white. Put them in the navy, but
Well, that's what we should have got to Coach earlier on that.
I
I think
know.
if we could have got to him,
I think we
I
could've
really
done-
put it on me.
No, stop it.
It's my fault.
Stop it. I'm not going to sit
It's enough.
here.
We're not going to
It's
sit
enough.
here.
I'm not going to sit here
You're
and let
gonna
you
stand for
besmirch
this?
yourself like that. No way. Not on my watch.
Can't we do a foghorn?
Yes.
So Coach said that, and I took note. I thought, God, that's awesome. Like, can't we put a foghorn on top of the stadium and blast that sucker?
And just have orange smoke going in the air. Billows of orange
And then
smoke.
The foghorn goes at 3:45. Let's go.
Time to make your way.
I mean, would we have to run that by the Coast Guard?
Maybe they'd be in on it.
They might be in on it. What if we brought the Coast Guard in on it?
Sponsored by the U.S. Coast Guard, helping us out.
Come on, people helping people.
That's what we do. I mean, this studio is christened by
we've got all sorts
the Secretary of the Navy.
Of course,
Yes.
yeah. We are great friends of the armed forces of all variety. But yeah, I mean, let's see if we can get something done here. You ready for your keys?
Yeah.
All right, here you go. Sunday's forecast, your Huntington Bank Field Sunday kickoff high of 69, partly cloudy skies. Dr. Z, what do you have?
How many do you want?
3. 3 keys to victory.
Key number 1.
Number 1.
And this is a simple one, but it's true when we're starting the season, and it becomes increasingly true given a stat I'm going to drop about the Dallas Cowboys. We've got to take care of the football. We've got to win the turnover battle, or at least be neutral in it. The Cowboys, 3 straight seasons, have been plus 10 in the turnover differential. That hasn't happened. They're the only team in the league that's done that 3 consecutive years. So we have got to take care of the football. We are the better team on paper. We are. We truly are. I know they're the defending NFC East champions. I know they were 12-5. They lost a lot from last year's roster that was not replaced. Take care of the football. That's number 1. Number 2, I'm going to focus on our defense now versus their offense. Number 2, we have got to dominate the line of scrimmage and make Dak Prescott uncomfortable. They're starting 2 rookies out there. They have a weak right tackle as well. Dominate on the edges. Dominate Dak Prescott, hit him, sack him, make him nervous, make him throw you the football. He doesn't do that often, but make him throw you the football because that pressure will eliminate the big plays, and they are a big play offense. CeeDee Lamb is a big play receiver. Brandon Cooks is a big play receiver, and Dak Prescott last year had a quarterback rating of 128 on passes of more than 20 yards in the air, was similarly a quarterback rating of 128 on passes of 10 to 19 air yards. Number 1 in the NFL, 14 touchdowns there. He had 24 touchdown passes that went more than 10 yards in the air last year. Eliminate the big plays and dominate the line of scrimmage. And then for our offense, it is going to be protect Deshaun Watson. And a lot of that's gonna fall on your left tackle. And whether that is, we know it's not going to be Jed Wills. It feels like at this point, kind of sounds like it's going to be James Hudson, either he or Jack Conklin, or maybe a combination of both. But you've got to give Deshaun time, because I think we have a significant advantage in our skill position group against the back end of this defense. And so if you're able to give Deshaun Watson time, I think that he is going to be able to dissect this Dallas Cowboys defense, and that will lead to a big-time Cleveland Browns victory that we kind of outlined there in the over-unders. Quite frankly, Gibby and I were in full agreement, which makes me excited but also makes me nervous.
Whatever it looks like, just get the dub.
Just get a win.
That's where it's at, and it's going to be fun.
But I do really think that the line of scrimmage in this game is going to be very, very important, and it's going to be the team that hits the most big plays while taking care of the football team is going to win this game, and the Browns should be that team.
A lot of cliches are that way because they are true.
Yes.
So when you talk about win the turnover battle, win the line of scrimmage, it doesn't matter if you're talking about the Browns and the Cowboys or you're talking about Bootsy's eight-year-old kids on Saturday. You do those things. You block it, you tackle it, you don't turn it over, you win.
You win.
If you win those battles, you win games. It's just – it's kind of that simple, kids, is the way that it goes. And so those will be the keys to victory for your game on Sunday. Down on
Sunday.
Fill your game day cooler with a refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Smooth, real brewed tea, 5% kick of alcohol. Look for the bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea, keep it twisted. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly. Well, kids, coming up next, a little segment we like to call the scores.
Pay attention to the scores. Already on pace for our first ever undefeated season.
Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. Cleveland Browns Daily is brought to you by Bally Bet, sports betting partner your Cleveland Browns, now live in Ohio on 850 ESPN Cleveland. I can't believe we're here. This is where we're here. We're Scores. We're pay attention to the scores.
Brother, it's time.
Like it's that time. We've been doing this for all these many years. And I remember initially when we did this, to peel the curtain back a little bit, there was incredible sensitivity because of, this was before we were, and you guys, of course, can't gamble, but there was a incredible sensitivity to anything. Now we're all out there. But in that time there was. And I remember we were doing to pick the games, and I'm like, fellas, we can't just pick games straight. And so that's where pay attention. For those who are wondering, that's where pay attention to the scores came from.
Because we couldn't say this
because
lines.
We could not
but now
say.
We kind of can.
I think we can-ish, but whatever.
That's
so we won't. But like the idea of pay attention to the scores, which we just had a pay attention to the scores moment 30 minutes ago, actually started. The very first official show we did was that Friday. We were at a mall in Strongsville. Remember, It was Steelers. It was at a mall in Strongsville.
We're at a clothing
place. Some clothing outfit over there in Strongsville.
I believe it was
It doesn't matter because it doesn't matter. And so
it doesn't matter.
It really doesn't matter. But that was it. So he said, all you have to do is say, pay attention to the scores. Yeah, that's how we did it. So that's how you hear, and it's been a lot of dubs.
I was just explaining this to Jordan. I said, Jordan, pay attention, buddy. You're about to be baptized into one of the greatest segments in all of radio.
It really is. It's pure joy.
Paulus, hit the music if you haven't already. I can't hear it for whatever reason up through this.
It's there. It sounds great.
Okay,
sounds
great.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Here we go.
Away we go. Week number 1 in the National Football League. 1 game under the belts. Congratulations on all your successes.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Can't be better than 1-0.
Can't do it.
Could be 2-0.
Well, not when there's only been 1 game. Goes. Right now, nobody on the planet has been better than we have. Because we gave you the Thursday night delight. It's true.
It's true.
I mean,
it's all we can do.
Reminder, it's Thursday night.
That's right.
Well,
we made it obvious.
Now
it's real.
Now Thursday night is a one of one.
You have been given your warning.
Everything else.
There will be no more warnings.
This is treat every game today like a Sunday, even this Friday nighter.
Well, let's go to Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Let's not.
Thank God we're not. Can I interest you in the Green Bay Packers?
Can I interest you on the
the Philadelphia Eagles? No green. By the way,
this is stupid. If I'm the NFL, I'd just say, all right, fine, we're going to Rio.
Fine.
We're going somewhere else.
Now that
did you hear about the Packers hotel situation?
No.
The Packers hotel situation, because they're not the home team, is further away. Because of heavy traffic, it will take them 90 minutes to 2 hours to get to the stadium.
Did anybody vet this?
Clearly not.
Like, there are resorts in Brazil. Like, couldn't you have done this in Rio and stayed at a resort? And, like, what are we doing, man?
I can tell you there are 2 teams that are very excited to get back on the plane and go home. And that sucks. You shouldn't feel that way in week 1.
I saw your boy, your boy Jack Collinsworth last night at halftime in a gorgeous mauve outfit, which was just beautiful. All one tone, like mock turtleneck.
Wait, what was he doing at halftime?
He's in Brazil. It was him and Rodney, and I think Dungy were in Brazil.
They were.
Yeah.
And by the way,
is he calling the game?
No, Ian Eagle and Blackledge are calling the game because
Ian Eagle said
Noah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Colt McCoy's got the Big Ten game, Nebraska and Colorado, his debut, former Brown.
Rodney in the pregame was saying that Xavier Worthy is skinny and he's not afraid of him, and Collinsworth had the most smug smile on his face, thought it was great, and then Xavier Worthy actually seemed pretty dangerous.
Pretty dangerous. I think so, yeah.
He seemed pretty dangerous. Did you see the next-gen stats that when he got the ball on that reverse, he had a 0.5% chance of scoring a touchdown?
What chance did he have of no one touching him?
Well, they didn't think he was going to score, so less.
Infinitely less.
So
no one even got near him.
We saw 2 plays, so 0.5%. So that would happen 1 out of every 200 times.
Yeah.
And then the Isaiah Likely touchdown they told us was a 0.3%.
Oh, really?
So we had 2 of the most, to me, that feels like 2 of the most improbable touchdowns ever.
Makes me think the algorithm's a little off.
Right. We got to just for a little bit of the possibility there. I'm with you.
All right. Bishop, lead us off. Packers, Eagles, Brazil.
This one's moved a little bit throughout the week, which always makes me a little bit nervous. Yep.
Direction?
In the direction of the team that I'm about to pick, which makes me nervous of making this pick.
Okay.
I like Green Bay down there. I like Jordan Love down there. I like that team. I think they're prepared. I think they're ready. I'm getting a couple. I wish it was what it would have been a couple of days ago, but I'll take it. I got Green Bay winning this one outright, 31-29.
Zagora.
90 minutes to 2 hours on a bus is a long time to get hangry. It's a long time, though, to go through, be thorough, talk about the game plan again with your teammates. Be ready to get on that field and take down the Eagles. The Eagles have been reeling. Are they talented? Of course they are. Do we all have them winning the NFC East? Yes, we do. But I have the Packers winning the North, and that march to Titletown starts tonight.
Let's go!
Pack 97. Eagles 63. Fantasy Bonanza.
Bonanza.
Let's go to Sunday. The 1 o'clock games while we wait around.
Yeah. A couple of interesting ones.
Interesting. Yeah. We'll kick things off in the land of beer and chicken wings. Buffalo hosting Arizona. The Cardinals. Former Ohio State wide receiver. Former wide receiver coach for this football team. And a former St. Ignatius graduate piloting the helm.
There you go.
Cardinals, Bills, Zagura.
I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that the Bills are the better team here. The Bills are being lauded throughout the National Football League as being on the cusp of another Super Bowl.
Yep.
And thus, Arizona, coming from the Valley of the Sun, they've been playing golf all off season, eating tacos, chilling. Are they ready
Barrio
for this
Queen,
game?
is that what it is?
Barrio Queen.
That's your spot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're not ready. They've been having the Conchinita E.P. Beal.
Staying at the
Biltmore? Al Pastor. They've been on the water slides at the Biltmore. So they're not ready. So they're going to fly across the country. Josh Allen, who's he throwing the ball to? Really don't know. Doesn't matter. Bills, 340.
Oh, my God.
Arizona, 337.
Uh-oh, there's a knock.
That's right.
Bootsy, you get out of here.
Who's back there?
Bootsy, who's at the back door? Nobody, Dad. I looked through the window. There's nobody here. Actually, open it up. Oh, yeah, it's Kyler Murray. He can't even see through the window because he's so damn short. Doesn't matter. He's at the back door. Buffalo wins 99-93.
Same.
Onward we go. A strong candidate for the inmate game of the week, the Carolina Panthers, arguably the worst football team in the National Football League. I don't think so, but they're awful close.
They're in the mix.
Yeah, they're visiting Bourbon Street and the New Orleans Saints. Bishop.
This is gross.
Yeah.
I think these two teams suck.
Correct.
I think you're going to get a little bit of motivation out of Carolina. I actually think they go down there and win outright. Carolina 3, New Orleans 1. 3-1.
Same but
Good
different.
baseball.
This one has all the makings of like 16-13.
It does.
Just nothing all that exciting, but I'm with you. I think the Carolina Panthers, they will make a statement for the scores, perhaps not to the degree that you think, but I'm with you. Panthers 17, Saints 19.
Same.
A lot of sames.
So far, 4
Big one in the AFC South, the debut for Yellowstone.
Oh, Young Stones.
In Annapolis.
Oh, Young
Indy
Stones.
playing host to the Houston Let's Already Crown 'em Texans. Zagura. Big one here. I hope this game's on.
So this one, to me, if I just closed my mind's eye and I said, what should the line be for this one?
Mm-hmm.
It's not what it is.
It's actually gotten smaller, too, by the way.
So that is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That leads me to believe that people in the know are back in the blue here.
Which blue? The steel blue or the bright blue?
The blue and white.
Oh, God.
I'm conflicted this one. I think Houston is definitely the better team, but I just don't understand, looking at what the current score is, why anybody in the world would not risk their hard-earned money on Houston, and thus, therefore, I cannot choose the drink in front of you. Houston's going to get it done, C.J. Stroud. He's going to find Nico Collins late.
Oh, gosh.
And
thrilling.
they eke it out in a thriller.
Gotta be a Zagura fantasy combo.
31. He is on my team. 31-30.
Oh, boy. Same, but different.
Oh.
Same, but different. I do think it's close. I think the notion that Richardson's going to come in and set the world on fire, and that seems to be kind of the dialogue. I'm not ready to go there. He's going to be a difficult matchup. Him and Taylor running the ball is going to be crazy. I just think Houston's legit good. I think they're really good. They were good last year at the end, and then they got better this offseason. I like Houston. I think it's close, though, but I do like them by a field goal in this one, 87-84.
I wonder if it's a little sluggish. It feels to me like C.J. Stroud in this game is going to go out of his way to make sure Stephon Diggs gets the ball and is happy. And I don't know if that comes at the detriment of maybe the overall offense early, and that's why I think this game's closer than it would be.
It could be. They got Mixon in there. They got Diggs. They didn't really get Collins and Dell. And
it's not 2018 though, brother.
No, it's not. I don't know. We'll see. We both see it similarly. I just barely cover.
Yep.
Up next, it is the battle for Florida supremacy. That's right. I'm putting Tampa Bay number 3 on that, even though I have Tampa Bay in the playoffs. Neither here nor there. The battle for Florida supremacy, Jacksonville making the long trip from the armpit of America down to the land of South Beach.
We're going there next weekend.
We are. Boy. And
the armpit of America.
We're going to the armpit of America.
Couple of drivers from Ponte Vedra, the armpit of America.
It's Jacksonville visiting the Miami Dolphins, not playing in Miami, in Hollywood. Bishop.
Yeah, I think a little bit of South Beach. Those Jacksonville boys won't harm Trevor Lawrence, but could harm his supporting cast a little bit. A couple of bit of a late night out on South Beach, go through curfew, blow through it a little bit.
You stayed at a fantastic resort there.
It feels like, and I don't have any idea, but in my mind's eye, it seems like every year with Tua and this group with Miami, their first game, he throws like 6 touchdowns, and they just light people up. They're just ready. McDaniel has them ready. They're schemed up. I think they will be in this one too. I got Miami relatively big in this one. Miami 1 billion, Jacksonville 1.
I don't think it's going to be quite that big of a margin, to be honest with you. I don't think 999,999 will separate these teams at the final whistle.
Be a busy day.
It really would be. So I do also agree with you. I could so easily see this one, though, if they're only up 10, ending with Trevor Lawrence coming down the field. It doesn't matter. And he hits, Brian Thomas or Christian Kirk or Evan Ingram, whomever, for a little late backdoor. So the hook is making me very unhappy.
Is the hook going to bring you back?
I hope not. I hope not, Blues Traveler. I hope that the Dolphins are the teal travelers, and they dominate this teal match. There's actually teal on both sides.
Aqua versus teal.
True. I think that the Dolphins, well, wouldn't you say that the Merino Dolphins, is that more of a teal?
I think they were aqua.
You think that's
it's
aqua?
Always been aqua, yeah. And I think teal was invented by the Charlotte Hornets, and then everybody ran with teal.
It's great.
It's a great color.
It's a great
really
color.
Is, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that McDaniel's always so good as early in the season.
Always.
And so I like the Dolphins. But it's going to be 10, so I'm going to go 40-30, and you just have to hope that they're out by a toe at the end and you get that nice yes. But I think this one feels ripe to me for a meaningless backdoor.
It does.
Speaking of meaningless games.
Same. Yeah, I'm on 40-30 Dolphins.
Yep.
This one
Fins
rivals the other inmate game of the week. This is Minnesota, the Vikings, traveling to Jersey City to take on the New York Football Giants, the G-Men, Zagura.
This is one if I were able to be a sports investor, that I would just stay away from.
This one's ridiculous. This is gross.
It is gross.
I don't understand it. The number doesn't make sense to me.
Sunday.
I don't understand it.
Minnesota, we saw them here. I think their defense is going to be a handful. Brian Flores has them, really getting after the quarterback. It's Sam Darnold returning to a place that I'm sure he's had a lot of bad memories from his days with the Jets. But I think at the end of the day, Justin Jefferson is the singular best player on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Jones has told everybody who will listen, if you draft me in fantasy, you're going to win. So I'm going to believe them right now. I saw the Vikings, and I want Kwesi and his team to do well. This is a total stay away for me in reality. But right here, I'm going to go Vikings 4, Giants 1 in a pitcher's duel.
Yeah, this is so this week reportedly it was out that Dan Dimes was dating Kay Adams. I think that was out this week that was reported. How much good fortune did he use all of his goodwill up in that? My hunch is yes, that's it. It doesn't make sense. Minnesota's got, but it's Darnold. Like the notion that they are in this position doesn't make sense, and therefore this is kind of I'm not going to choose the wine in front of you.
I don't want
I'll
either
choose
one
the
of
wine
these.
in front of me.
This is a total stay away.
And I would too, but I like it similar to you. I'm going to go same. I'm going to go Minnesota 6-2.
So Kay Adams couldn't date Josh Allen and went on to Danny Dimes?
Why couldn't
I don't know anything about Josh Allen. I didn't know that.
There was something.
Oh, well, she was NFL Network then. She's not now. Now she's freewheeling.
I think she wanted to date him, and he was kind of taken.
She text you that?
No, it was.
Who are your sources?
Who are your sources on that, Gibby?
Just telling you.
Oh gosh! As second Gibby walks by.
Hi, Arch.
Two Gibbies.
Oh God!
Watch
Run!
yourself.
Run! Flee the building.
We have 7 games and we have 6 minutes.
Plenty of time,
dude. We're having a great time, and so are the listeners.
Thriving.
I agree.
Big note on this next
Jordan,
one.
are you enjoying it?
Big note. We got a big note.
Big note. What did he say? Yeah.
Come on.
Hey.
Come on.
Next one. Patriots, worst team in the NFL, visiting the Bengals. They're dinged up. It's
no T. Higgins.
It's a big score.
T. Higgins doubtful. Jamar Chase questionable. Amarius Mims, Chris Jenkins out.
And yet, you want me to look and see if the score has changed?
I don't even care.
No.
I don't care. I think New England is awful. And I think Burrow's going to be really, really sharp. I think it's my turn. I think it is. All right. I got Cincinnati 18, New England 2.
Hasn't changed.
It just feels, if you ask me, doesn't it just feel too easy?
It does.
In week 1, though, sometimes it just is that easy. I'm with you. By the way, if I'm going to make one bold prediction.
Yep.
If Higgins is out and Chase is out, Yeshivas or whatever he says his name, I'll have it on my phonetics when we play them.
Yeah.
But you know who I'm talking about.
Yes, I do.
And then the kid they drafted,
Jermaine Burton,
who's really a first round.
He's first round talent. Yep.
He's going to be. He will be. If Chase and Higgins don't play, Burton is going to be the number 1 waiver pickup in fantasy next week.
Yes, that's a fact.
Bengals. Ram it. That means Bengals by $1 billion if you're new to the show.
Yep.
Next up, Pukers visiting the ATL. Do we know anything on Pitts yet? I still haven't seen anything.
No, but by the way, where's all the? Oh, they're saving Penix because I've heard he's going to need to start week 1.
Nope.
Of course not. What are we talking about? The guy took every first team rep all offseason. I'll jump in on this one. I don't even care what the line is. It doesn't matter to me. I'm all in on the Falcons. Bates and Simmons, ball hawking back end. They got a good defense overall. They have got great skill now. Drake London, I like Mooney. Mooney can get open. Bijan, Algier, Pitts if he's ready to go. Kirk Cousins knows exactly what to do. He is good in the dome. There's no place like dome. Caw. Falcons 158, Steelers -12.
Kyle Pitts with this 2 less plays in the rack got y'all concerned. I'll see you Sunday.
Yeah.
There's your answer to that. Justin Fields probably going to start for Pittsburgh. It's trending right now.
Perfect.
I don't like that. I love this Falcons team in terms of in the division. I think for fantasy purposes, I love London and Pitts and Bijan, all of them. I like Atlanta by $1 billion.
Same.
Next up to round out the 1 o'clock games, Titans, Bears from Chicago.
It's a tricky one.
Bishop.
It's a tricky one because of this one's moved down a little bit too throughout the week. I'm just going to do what I think is fun, and I like this Bears operation.
Same.
I like the receivers. I like Caleb. I like the operation. I think they're going to be good, and I think they'll be pretty good right away. I got them, and I don't think Tennessee's very good.
And by the way, it's not like if this was a Frisky, Vrabel coached Tannehill, Derrick Henry team, I'd be like, they'll find a way to keep it within a field goal.
Yep.
It's not that.
No, Bears, ram it.
Bears, ram it.
4 o'clock games. Denver visiting Seattle. The Bo Nix era begins for the Broncos and Horseface.
Bo Nix is 2 years older than C.J. Stroud.
Wow.
Yep.
Roof.
And he's 2 years younger than Michael Penix.
Also true. Yeah.
I don't know. Probably the same age as Michael Penix.
Penix
younger.
is
25.
Yeah, Nix is 24. Yeah. Seattle.
So I think the Seahawks win it. I think everybody's going to be talking about Jackson Smith and Jigba after the quarter pole of this season. But Sean Payton does know offensive football, and they do have some good weapons there. So I think Seattle's going to win this one easily. I think they're going to be up like 13, or they're going to be up 12 late in this game. We'll call it 12 late. And then Bo Nix here at the back door pads his stats because Payton wants to prove that he was the guy, and maybe they get down there and he just gives it to Javonte Williams just because he wants to. And it's Seattle 50, Denver 45.
Ooh, there you go. I like it. That was a tough one. That's a big number. That's a big number.
Next up, Bishop, lead us off here. The Los Angeles Chargers.
Ram it.
This is ram it.
Opening
I think
the season
this
against
would be
Vegas.
I mean, people used to do like lead pipe lock or whatever. Lock of the week, whatever it is. This is it.
Yeah, this is it.
This is it. Chargers.
Jim Harbaugh.
I mean,
he's not losing this. They're going to run Gus Edwards 32 times. Like he's going to – no. He can coach.
Yeah. I've heard he's got Don horses already breaking down Vegas.
There you go.
We got the signals. This is going to be a lock.
The only 4 o'clock, the other 4 o'clock game besides us, Washington, Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers hosting the Commies.
I know where you're going.
I just saw this thing. Jaden Daniels wrote down all of C.J. Stroud's stats from his rookie year because he wants to break them. I like that kind of bravado. I like McLaurin. I think Tampa Bay ultimately gets this done, but I think it's closer than people might expect. I kind of like this Daniels kid.
There's a lot to like.
I didn't get to really watch him. I don't watch him
at Arizona State and then went to finishing school at LSU. Yeah.
Yeah, and he looks good in the black.
He does.
It looks good on him. I like them. I think they've got some weapons on offense. I think Eckler's going to be a little crafty player for them out of the backfield. Quinn's the coach. The D's going to be good. I like the Bucs here to win it, but not by a lot. 20-19, Bucs.
I wish it was a little bit more. I got Bucs by. We see it very similarly. I got it 2016 Bucs. So same but different.
We don't see it similarly.
Sunday Night Football.
Same
final
result.
minute.
Same
here.
result. Yeah.
Ramit visiting the Detroit Lions. Detroit City. Detroit Daily, kids.
DLD.
Back in the good old days, in the DLD era.
Yeah. It was great. Listen, I'm all in on the Lions.
Same.
I think they're going to look great in these beautiful new uniforms.
They pop, kids. I've seen them. They're beautiful.
I think this one is still, even though Goff has beaten them in important games, I think this is still personal to him. He's going to put on a show. This has the highest total of the league this week. And so
today, Junior,
this is going to be fun. Lions, $1 billion. Rams, $842,173,000.
Same, but different. Lions, $1 billion. Rams, $999,997,000.
Wow.
There you go. So much more to come. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. University Hospital's Cleveland Browns Radio Network, Sunday, 12:30, Browns game day, 2:30, Browns kickoff, 4:25, kickoff from Huntington Bank Field. Z, Siciliano, and Gerard on that. Browns, boys, Sunday.
Browns get it done.
Yes, we do.
23-17, baby. 1-0. Let's
go.
Let's go. Are you ready? Let's go.
Next level's next. Thanks for listening. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland.